Welcome to the Y'all Need Music podcast. I'm Matt.
And I'm Jesse.
We're back again for another episode. And
Live
we're
in person.
right. You guys get to see us now.
Yeah.
Ooh, scary.
Sorry about your luck, buddy.
Right. I know, and I don't like I'm not shorter than you, but the way the video is, the chair that I'm on versus you're sitting on your bar stool, you look taller than me. And let me see if I can.
I'm rising.
There now.
I'm golden. I'm floating above.
I tilted the camera down. Now I'm tall as
Oh,
you.
well, how do I tilt it
So,
up? Nope.
right.
You can tell this is our first time doing video because
Yeah. Well, second. We did that little clip.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, so that we did that last week and just were playing around with it, and this is a learning curve for us here. This is really our first full cast that we're going to do video, so bear with us on this. But yeah, good feedback from people.
If you're listening, no worries. Everything's good.
Right. Yeah, you can't see us anyhow. So
right.
if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you're listening to us on, you can't see us anyhow. So, but yeah,
Yep.
we will have a link with a YouTube channel here soon. So you'll go ahead and you'll be able to watch it on YouTube or right on the page as well. So
I don't know that I'm going to put the full episode on the page.
Well, the link to the YouTube.
Yeah.
Right. So you can click on that and then go, yeah.
Right. So today is Tuesday. This is going to air on Wednesday. And Saturday night, we had a great night.
Another concert in the books.
Soaring Eagle Casino in Mount Pleasant. And got to see Justin Moore again.
Yeah.
I meant to go back and look because I wasn't certain if that was my third time or fourth time seeing him.
That's what you were saying, yeah.
At least 3 for sure, but I think maybe 4. And not seen a bad show from him yet. So
yeah, I think that was my first time seeing him, or at least if I did see him at Faster Horses, it might have been one of those that took part in early day festivities a little too much, and don't remember that one. So, but yeah, definitely take your word on it that he hasn't put on a bad show, because Saturday was far from subpar. So I don't think that he has the ability to put on a bad show with as many just bangers that he has. I mean, every song was just singing right there with him. So
yeah. So I mean, when you're talking 12 number 1 hits in his career, it's pretty easy to play a full set and have everyone know all of the songs, with exception to the brand new one that he played.
Yep.
There's the only one that I didn't know. And we definitely paid the price on Sunday.
we were right. We were going to do a recap on Sunday afternoon after the concert. While Matt was still down here, and we were going to do it in together instead of remote here. And yeah, where both our voices were a little hoarse that day. So
yeah, listen, I'm not cut out to sing an entire set.
Right. Usually
my vocal cords weren't warmed up. I forgot to do la 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 la. We just jumped right into belting tunes.
Right. Well, and it didn't help that where we were seated, we were kind of pinned in a little bit. I mean, we're kind of front row, but kind of pinned in. So couldn't really. And then since he was the only one that was playing that night, and he just played and every song was boom, 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 we didn't get a chance to get up and grab a drink or anything. So yeah, just belting tunes for an hour and a half straight definitely takes a effect on the old vocal cords. I do like what I like what Damn It Dan said, though, that we're just not, when you're like, gym ready or, getting in shape and stuff like that, you got to tune the body to do, a long period of, cardio or whatever. So Dan said that we're not in concert shape. So we just got to keep going to more concerts here to, warm the vocals up a little bit better. And that way
Right.
we're able to sing a full concert. So
Well, and there's not a ton of people. I mean, there's a good number, but we love seeing the newbies, the
sure.
ones still grinding it
Right.
out, and you don't necessarily know all of their songs
Yep.
to be singing the whole time, which is kind of nice to not, but
Right.
it's not every day you go to a concert where there's, hit after hit after hit after hit after hit.
Right.
Uh,
Absolutely.
he even had a couple times where he stopped and got something to drink. So
Yeah.
maybe we're as good as him,
I mean,
because
yeah,
we didn't stop for drinks.
that's true.
We just kept singing.
That's true. He actually had a couple because I remember at one time he went and grabbed his cup and he's like, and he pointed to his guy. He had a little guy, not little guy, he was a big dude that was
Yeah, he's the little guy.
grabbing. Yeah, he's the little guy. Yeah, he he is a little guy. I did not know that he was that short. That was kind of funny. He was teasing
So
himself for the people in the back. He's like, "Yeah, don't worry, I'm as short back there as
yeah,
I am up here."
and I'm not any better looking either, he
Yeah.
says.
Yep. Yep.
No, I think you have to be able to make fun of yourself. I mean, I'm sure he's heard it a million times,
Oh yeah.
about being short, uh, just like I've made jokes about my weight, right? Like
Right.
you got to have fun with it because you ain't changing it for the most part. Although I'm working on it, but you know,
You
I,
can change that. He can't change how tall he is.
yeah, somewhat I can, but
Right.
yeah, he's. I don't think they do leg extensions or anything,
Yep.
but
His
yeah, he definitely
cowboy
had
boots
some
were already up there, so
right half platforms, half cowboy boots.
yep, yep, and his hat was already a pretty big hat. I don't think you can get much bigger than that unless you go Bullwinkle style.
Right. Yeah, or Haas.
Oh, there you
Get one
go.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, get you a
Yeah,
10-gallon hat like Haas.
there you go.
That's a reference not everyone's gonna get.
Yeah, some of our, seasoned listeners will get that, but some of the younger ones, they might
You
not
have to
know what
look them
that is.
up.
Yep, look them up. You got that Google machine for a reason, so get on there and look that up.
Right. Yep. So obviously he's got some new music coming out, and by his own account, he doesn't know when.
Yeah,
He says
they
they don't tell me that
they don't
shit.
tell me. Yeah. Yeah, he did,
So
he dropped a new single off of, his, the new album.
upcoming
He
album.
Yep, he dropped that, what was that, like a week ago or week and a half maybe longer.
Probably,
Um,
yeah, I think probably a couple weeks.
Couple weeks, yeah. So he played that, but that was one that we've both listened to, already. So we kind of knew
Yep.
that one. I didn't know all the words to it, but could
It's a
definitely
good
sing
tune.
along with it. Yeah, great tune. So, but then yeah, he played one more from his new album that hasn't been released or anything. So yeah, didn't.
And he said that was with Blake Shelton, right?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, that was or
Or
no,
was it Luke Bryan?
no. He did one with Blake
Oh, it was
Shelton.
Blake.
Yep.
Yeah, that was that new one he played.
Yep.
That
99
obviously,
or 99 something,
yeah, 99 problems, but a beer ain't
but a
one.
beer ain't one. Yep.
It was that night for you though, wasn't it? You had 100 problems that night. So we didn't have any drinks before or during or after that concert.
Sober
Um,
concert.
yeah, and it was good. Not probably sounds like we're alcoholics. Like we made it one concert.
It's our first concert ever without being drunk.
Right. I know there was this time when I was 12. Back the first
Right.
time I saw Alabama, I was like 5.
Yep.
I was sober then too.
Except for that little swig of beer your dad left in his cup at the concert and you threw it on the floor and you picked up and tried drinking. So,
Yeah, no, that was a really good night. He's getting ready to go on tour with another favorite, Randy Houser,
Yep.
which is also big news for Sadie Bass, who's on tour with them
Yep.
for some of those shows. I don't believe all of them. I think there's someone else maybe doing some of the
Yeah.
stops, but
Yep.
we've talked about Sadie Bass on the show before, Michigan native, and really
Mhm.
kind of cranking it up this year. And it'll be a great opportunity for her to get in front of a lot more,
A lot more
big time
people.
country
Yeah.
music fans. And listen, if they do a stop anywhere around here, I'll definitely want to get in on that.
Absolutely.
You know, Randy Houser's another one that I've seen. Oh, one, two, three, four, at least four.
Yeah.
Um, you know, that's why I got to get into my cloud.
Right.
I take pictures and video at every concert, and sometimes it's like, man, how many times have I seen this person now? And I got to go back and verify based on pictures of
Right.
how many times I've seen them. But
You better get
Randy
your
House is
assistant
another
at
one that.
you better get your assistant at work to make a spreadsheet of, like, year by year concerts, and then you can, like, tally them up and stuff.
Do you know how long that would take?
That's why you get your
That would be
assistant that's why
ridiculous.
you get the assistant to do it.
But I've still gotta dictate it all,
Yeah,
so
that's
it's like
true.
I still gotta go through the phone and, all that, but, you know, I'm not mad ever at getting the chance to see Randy Houser sing. That dude
Right. Oh, yeah.
will send chills up your
I
spine.
was
The
just gonna say
vocals are just
goosebumps, man.
yeah,
Yep.
unbelievable, dude. So that's certainly, I mean, if you're listening, check that tour out if it's coming anywhere near where you live.
It's a lot of,
You're
out
gonna
west. I checked it out. There's a lot of out west, dates and, venues that they're
okay.
doing out there. They'll span, towards the east and everything, but yeah, definitely there's no Michigan stop in there. But, maybe I can't remember if, they had one in, like, Chicago or around Illinois.
Okay.
I don't think they had an Ohio one though too, but I do know that they also add dates to them as well as, here and there.
Right.
So
Yep.
could throw something in there if somebody had an opening or whatever. So
Okay.
shoot,
Well, so
Soaring Eagle Casino has the whole month of July that was open, it looked like, for their outdoor venue.
right. That'd be a
So
great
yeah,
place.
June and July they had one in June, which was Motley Crue. But then the rest of June and July was completely open. August was cram packed with people coming there. Some
Yep.
country stars coming there. Jason Aldean's coming there.
Keith Urban.
Keith Urban's coming, and then a couple other Leonard Skinner and ZZ Top will be there. Um,
Yep.
but yeah, August was packed. But yeah, if anybody hasn't been to an outdoor concert at Soaring Eagle Casino, definitely check it out. I actually prefer the hill seats. They got a big hill. Um, put a blanket down and just you can lay back, and it's pretty steep. So if you lay down, sometimes you can see through unless you got somebody really tall, like kind of right in front of you. But definitely a cool venue. We've seen a lot of concerts on the lawn there, and usually you can get them for under $30 for a ticket. So
Yeah.
definitely can check out some good shows there. I think when they bring in bigger names, like I think when Aldean's going to be there, it's like 60 or $70 for a lawn seat. But still, that's not horrible for the.
Yeah. I mean, so obviously, this area isn't jam packed with venues, and that might be why they're spending more time out west, right? Like, so I
Right.
grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, and we had the Concord Pavilion was like 15 minutes away. Shoreline Amphitheater was like an hour away. You had the Oakland Coliseum, you had the Cow Palace, you had Arco Arena in Sacramento. All these places that were big time stops on headlining tours,
Hmm.
and so you could get to a concert and be home the same night, not have to do a hotel. I'm much more farther removed than you are in northern Michigan. So most of the big headlining tours will go through either Mount Pleasant,
Yep.
Grand Rapids, or Detroit. Those are kind of the
Right.
main, and more so Grand Rapids and Detroit than even Mount Pleasant. So you're talking a 3 to 4 hour drive for me. There's no way I'm doing 3 to 4 hours down, doing a
Right.
concert, and then 3 or 4 hours home. So
Right.
even if I could get a $60 ticket in Grand Rapids or Detroit, I'd pay 70 in Mount Pleasant, crash at your house, no
Right.
hotel. If
Right.
I'm going to Detroit or Grand Rapids, I'm going to have a hotel, unless I'm already staying at your place, like when we saw Jackson Dean, and Grand Rapids is a much shorter drive.
Yeah.
Um, so it's a little bit tougher to get to as many concerts, but I mean, we still do a pretty good job of killing it,
Yeah.
and you know, getting to a ton of shows, and we'll certainly be doing that again this year and bringing, our input from the shows back to you guys. In addition to bringing artists on board and doing some really cool interviews that we're going to do a little differently than what everyone else does. So I think
Right.
you
You're not
guys
gonna
will
hear the same
really,
thing.
I mean, you're going to hear some of the same things, just because I mean, there's like some things I feel like you just have to cover,
Right. Right.
but they're going to be totally different in the grand scheme of things than what most folks are used to. I think it's going to be something that the artists that come on board are going to really enjoy, because it's not going to be, oh, I these guys are going to ask this, this, and this, and I got
Right.
all these answers,
Right. We're hoping to
from 20
stump them a
other
little bit.
interviews. Yeah. No, no, I don't want to stump anybody. I just and I don't want to give too much away yet, because I'd love for you guys to tune in the first interview we do, and really kind of see for yourselves, and then let us know what your thoughts are on our interview style, which is
Right.
going to definitely be different than I think what most people are used to. So
Mhm.
uh on that topic, we do have something in the works right now. We've been communicating with an artist.
Yep.
We're not gonna release the name at this point yet, but
Cliffhanger.
we right. Um, we will certainly be having an artist on in the very near future.
Mhm.
Um, Gonna have that locked in, I'm sure, by week's end. Been
Yep.
communicating back and forth with um, booking people and getting it all squared away. So it's really exciting,
Yep.
and hopefully you guys are stoked at the direction things are going to. And um, obviously our plan is to continue down that path for total podcast domination,
There you go. Coming
right?
for
I
you,
mean,
Rogan.
yeah. So, hopefully, you guys find the interviews to be informative and entertaining.
Yeah.
And
That's why we're trying to get this video down, because that way you can kind of see reactions, and because we're going to be doing some of them. Hopefully we'll be able to do them live, get together with some artists, but we'll
Mhm.
probably start with the remote podcast, kind of like we're doing right now. Matt's in Petoskey, Michigan right now, and I'm down just south of Mount Pleasant and Riverdale. So he's got Studio North, and this is Studio South. So we'll be
And
doing
with as
some.
busy as artists are, it's tough to connect with them and
Sure.
do in person,
Right.
given the distance involved with so many of them, and they're, touring and doing shows all over the
Yep.
country. So
Till we get our tour bus, and we can just follow along and hit festival after festival.
yeah, yeah, and talk to everybody.
Yep. And get our place down in Nashville
Right.
for the winter
So
time.
We've jumped through some hoops, getting some other stuff done. We've got um, more social media stuff coming. We've got the YouTube channel coming, and we've got interviews coming with artists, and we'll definitely give a heads up to everyone prior to having the artists on. We'll generally uh, put some feelers out to you guys
Yep.
and see if there's anything that like you personally would love to ask that particular artist if you ran into them.
Yep.
And obviously, if we get tons of responses, obviously we can't do
We'll
all
try
of
to
them,
ask. Right.
but we'll certainly pick the more interesting ones and try to get to as many of them as we can if you've got a question for an artist, so that we can kind of make this a little bit interactive for you guys, and
Absolutely.
you know let you guys feel like you're a part of it too.
Yep.
So
So
keep
yeah,
that
make
in
sure
mind
you're
as
going on to the Facebook page, and if you guys want to hear us talk with someone, hit that, send us a message on there or a comment. Um, Obviously, we are a newer podcast just starting out, so we tried the other night to get Justin Moore on it, but sometimes with some of those bigger stars, we might not be at that level just yet. Hopefully soon, but so we are going to be kind of targeting more of the up and comers, and some of those people that we are really interested in. Hearing more of their music, and hopefully they get, are on the right path to where they're going to get bigger and get that in front of, more people. So, that's kind of
yeah,
where
love
we're going to go for.
I love supporting young artists,
Hmm.
or people that have just been, maybe they're not that even that young, but they've been just grinding it out and haven't had like that big
Yo.
breakthrough yet. But you listen to them and it's like you connect with their music and they're deserving of that next level. We definitely want to support
Hmm.
those artists. Obviously, we've been big fans of some independent artists too that don't have labels. Speaking of which, I don't know if you saw or not. I meant to send this article to you. Um, Boomtown Saints have another album they're working on, and they're getting ready to
Nice.
be dropping a new single. Uh, Rocking the bracelet. Yep, yep. So,
Boomtown.
uh, those guys are great. Drew Hale, we posted some stuff about him on social media.
Yep.
Another independent artist that's definitely grinding it out and has had some really great things happen for him in his career already. But um, sometimes breaking that like ceiling, to get to that next level
Right.
just seems like so difficult to do, and it's because there's so much talent out there.
Yeah,
uh,
absolutely. And
I
with
remember
social media, you get to see a lot more of that talent, and it's put in front of your face. So, yeah, I can't remember a time in music where it seems like the last 2 years, country music at least has just, actually probably more than that, 2 3 years, it's just been blown up, and there's so many new talent that has entered country music that is just
yeah,
phenomenal for country music. And yeah, just
the
gives us
great
more
thing that's
concerts to go to.
I would say the great thing that's gone right along with that is the amount of people fan wise that are recognizing country music. So,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
it's becoming much more mainstream.
Country's
Um,
cool again, as Laney
yeah,
hashtag Laney
yeah,
Wilson.
right. And no, and that's true. I was talking about that on our way home from your house, and it's crazy to me. Like we've talked before about when you were younger, and there was obviously a big stretch where it was like, well, I like country music,
Yep.
and you kind of trail off about it, and so maybe you around your friends were listening to hip hop or rap because that was way more mainstream, you
Right.
know, and pop music was kind of more acceptable. And
Hey,
I
I was
definitely
listening
see
I
a
was listening to Billy Ray
huge
Cyrus back
uh
then, baby.
right, but you weren't talking about it at school.
Oh, yeah, I was. I was trying to rock that mullet, man. Woo. I
But
think
no,
everybody was
I
talking
just
about
think
Achy
that
Breaky
it'll
Heart.
be interesting. Right. It'll be interesting to see what this does for the next generation of country music, because I feel
Absolutely.
like it's reaching so many more people and
Oh, yeah.
households, that there's a whole young generation, you know, like Ryla. You know, I love all my kids, you know, uh, but Ryla is like, she's my ride or die country buddy, you know,
Nice.
like she wants to go to every concert we go to,
Right.
and obviously we don't take her to all of them. But any chance, if I say, hey, you want to go to a concert? Yep.
Yep.
You want to go to Nashville? Yep. You know, she's all about it,
Nice.
and is totally cool with going from location to location, just watching artists, you know, in Nashville that are trying to, you know, break their way in.
Right. Right.
And, you know, it's for any of you that have been to Nashville, you certainly have to realize after being there how hard it is, because you go from one bar
To the
to another
next bar.
bar
Right.
to hell, you I remember the first time I went to Nashville, we were out by the Opry, and there's a McDonald's out there, so we hit the McDonald's real quick, and the drive-through line was really long, and it was like, I got to use the restroom, and you know, hop out of the car and run into to use the restroom, and McDonald's has live
Live
music,
music.
and the dude was great, and it was
Yeah.
like, what is going on? Like, park the car. We're not
Right.
going through the
We're
drive-through.
eating in here.
We're eating inside because there's live music.
Nice.
Uh, so it's a crazy cool town for music. Uh, Obviously, you know, why so many people do love going there.
Right. And
Just
why so
because.
many artists move there.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely where you want to be, uh playing, you know, regularly, and getting in front of those crowds and having people
Mhm.
hear your you know, your own music, versus I think, like, when you're not down there, you know, you end up having to play a lot of covers
Yep.
to get your voice in front of people. But when you can play for, you know, there's millions of people visiting Nashville every year, so yeah, you're going to play some covers because you want to keep them engaged, but
Right.
you know, you're getting I think a much bigger chance to put your own
Right.
music in front of people there, and really like showcase your talent more
Mhm.
than just doing cover songs.
Right.
um
Right, you might
so
sing,
definitely.
one cover and then sing a couple of your originals and then another cover and then maybe a couple more, so, yeah, out of a 10-song playlist, 3, 4 of them might be a cover, but then the rest of them are yours, whereas if you're playing
Yep.
a normal crowd at a normal bar, you're probably playing 9 covers and 1 original song or something like that, so,
Yeah. Yeah, so that's, if you've never been, you need to go,
yeah,
like, now.
like,
Matter of fact,
tomorrow.
yeah, I don't even know what the date is. Let me look real quick here. It's the 12th. So yeah, I'm going back again this
Couple
month.
weeks, yeah,
Yeah. And who knows? You might be seeing an artist on.
yeah.
See what happens.
A lot of artists down in Nashville, so
Yeah, and there happens to be one that we're particular fond of that will be in town while I'm there, and I'm probably going to be reaching out and saying, "Hey, why don't you come over here and do a podcast?"
there you go.
So, yeah, good stuff coming. I think we'll be wrapping this one up here. Definitely jump on Facebook. I think I'll be posting a little how-to video, probably later on tonight, So if you're hearing this on Wednesday, it was last night. So get over to Facebook and look. Little how-to video on coming to the page and sharing it with all your friends. Get those numbers up. Certainly, the bigger our following becomes, the easier it'll be for
To get
artists
artists.
to
Yep.
want to come on board with us. It's not like you can just call up Jason Aldean and have him come on your podcast when you got a couple hundred
Say
followers.
hey,
When
come to our small town.
Right. Or take a busy schedule and find time for us,
Right.
for a couple hundred followers. When we get into the thousands and 10,000s and 100K and whatnot, then it's a whole lot easier to bring on bigger
Yeah,
names. And for those of you that are here, on the ground floor with us, um you can be part of this ride with us. And
absolutely. Yeah, you can
you
help
know
us just like that to get more followers. Tell your friends about this. Share the page to your friends. The more engagements we get, the more likes, the more questions we ask, and you guys engage with us. That's that whole algorithm with Facebook and YouTube and everything. The bigger the reach, the more followers, and like Matt was saying, the more followers we get, the bigger name artists we'll be able to have on to the podcast, and you guys will get to see that, firsthand. So, you know, help us
and
out
you
with
can know
that.
that you played a part in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, those are big deals to us. The other thing that I would love for all of you to do is, uh, if you come across an artist that you think maybe we don't know about,
Good
tag us,
luck.
please. uh Listen, I'm still finding new artists all the time.
I am
So
too. I am
uh
too. Yeah.
we do know a lot of them, but that, like Jesse was saying earlier, with social media and whatnot, there's like people come out of the woodwork,
Hmm.
and there's some incredible talent that may not have ever been recognized if it wasn't for social media.
True.
So tag us if you've got a favorite artist. Comment on their stuff. Tell them to give us a listen. Check out our podcast, and maybe
Yeah.
tell them you should go on these guys' podcasts. Maybe they listen, maybe they don't. But all of that stuff helps. Anytime you're tagging us in a post, liking our posts, commenting on our posts, all of that stuff is huge in the way that the algorithms work. So
Yep.
definitely help us out with that. And we'll be doing some stuff for you guys as well. We'll be having here within the next month or so, we'll be doing some giveaways. For those of you going to be at Faster Horses that are listening or watching,
Get some
um,
merch.
we're gonna be recording live at Faster Horses. We're gonna be camping in Graves Farm.
Yep.
And we got a cluster of sites with some other friends of ours in the back 40, if you will.
Yep.
Feel free to stop by and say hey. Maybe we'll be recording when you stop by. Maybe we won't.
Yeah,
But yeah,
once
we
once it
definitely
gets
love to.
closer, we'll probably have a schedule and definitely be letting people know, because yeah, hopefully by then we might hear back from BOC. Who knows? And might be able to
Yep.
get some artists that we can coax into coming over and having a beer bong and an interview. Who knows?
Right. So, yeah, make sure you are on the socials. Make sure you're sharing them and telling, even word of mouth. Tell your friends. If you don't know how to share, we're going to be posting the video on how to do that. And I'd encourage all of you to do that for us, please. And certainly stay tuned for an update, which may come via Facebook before the next podcast, even on who the first artist interview is going to be. And I think you guys will
Groundbreaking.
be, yeah, it's going to be a good time for sure. And it's not going to be an interview you're going to want to miss. I think we're going to make some big time journalists a little bit jealous.
There you go.
So, yeah, until next time, You guys are watching and listening to
Y'all Need Music podcast.